We could not have made those needed investments without the full investment and understanding of this council and of the executive branch. So I am so grateful to be a part of this team. I really want to thank my council colleagues for the underpinning of teamwork and collaboration throughout this entire process, really throughout since we've taken office together, even through collegial disagreements. I am so proud of who we are here in Montgomery County, of the work that we are able to do together because of that teamwork and collaboration. I especially want to thank Council President Stewart for her remarkable leadership through a roller coaster of a budget, for often quietly but effectively championing some of the deepest needs of our most vulnerable community members, and for leading us to about as positive of a finish line as I think anyone could have hoped for in an extremely, extremely difficult time. Thank you to our fantastic council staff, Executive Director Craig Howard, all of our hardworking analysts and legislative attorneys, our award-winning comms team, our clerk, our racial equity manager, everyone who keeps council business running smoothly, and everyone in the Office of Legislative Oversight for their hard and essential work. I want to thank my incredible staff, the tremendous Chief of Staff, Chris Wilhelm, at the fore, and the whole team, Anna Martinez, David Hondowitz, Wes Darden, and Frankie Santos Fritz. Thank you for the claps. If you can't hear them out there, team, they're clapping for you. We are truly a team, and I'm so proud and lucky to have them working with me to serve the residents of District 5. I want to give huge thanks to the many community members who have weighed in, advocated, and helped bring increasing numbers and an increasingly diverse body of residents to the advocacy table, both through this budget process and throughout the year. And as Vice President Jawando noted, your fingerprints are all over this budget, and that is how it should be. We do have some Housing Justice Montgomery members here today, so I'll do an aside here to especially highlight a couple key hard-fought housing investments that are in this budget. As I noted in last year's budget, and then the months following, we did not have enough funding for rental assistance and for the SHARP program. We were in a very difficult situation because of the federal funding that we have just lost access to. The SHARP program helps families facing homelessness transition much more quickly from shelter to stable housing. And as the need became increasingly apparent, I called on the county executive to send over an appropriation with the advocacy of community members who were calling for it. In December, he did so, and it was passed unanimously by this council. And as a result of that, this budget now includes from the start far more funding for these essential programs. Additionally, I'm very proud of the recent passage of my bill, Consumer Protection for Renters, Bill 625, also a teamwork bill, which finally provides this county with an effective tool to hold accountable those slumlords who repeatedly flaunt the law and subject tenants to unsafe, unhealthy, illegal housing conditions. We passed that bill unanimously here. Thank you so much to my colleagues. But we wouldn't have been able to actually carry it out without key staff positions in this budget. I am proud to say that as of today's vote, those positions will be in the budget. So slumlords, shape up, or we're coming. I want to thank my colleagues on the Public Safety Committee, my seatmate here, Councilmember Don Ludke, and our fearless leader, our always delightful chair, Sydney Katz, especially for being fair about which of us gets to sit next to his good ear. Yeah. And thank you to my Education and Culture Committee teammates, our chair, Vice President Will Jawando, and Councilmember Gabe Albornoz. We really are a team there as well, and I so appreciate the hard work that we have done. Much has been said about transparency regarding MCPS, and so I also want to especially thank and commend Vice President Jawando for his tangible and genuinely groundbreaking leadership in that role as chair. The level of detail that we get into now with the MCPS budget, not just at budget time, but year-round, is not how this committee or council really has historically operated, but it is what the public deserves. And now it is the expectation, and that is a legacy shift. As a former MCPS student and teacher and a current MCPS parent, ensuring our schools have what they need and opening the books about how exactly those dollars are spent and why has been a personal priority for me from day one. It has really been a pleasure carrying that work out with my committee colleagues and with this full council. And I also want to thank MCPS's new superintendent, Dr. Thomas Taylor, and the Board of Education. With their buy-in and genuine partnership, as has been said, yes, we finally got that open book transparency this year, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and clear detailed plans that are already in action for getting us back on track to the excellence many of us remember from our own years as MCPS students, and the excellence that today's students need and deserve. Now, with real confidence that every dollar is needed and will be well spent, I am proud and frankly relieved that we have found a way to fund 99.8% of MCPS's budget request. That is the right and necessary thing to do. And I also want to thank my colleagues for recognizing the investments that are needed in East County and for stepping up to find a way for us to be able to make those investments. This is a huge equity issue, an area that has not been invested enough historically. That's not a coincidence. And so this budget maintains our planned capital investments in the Viva White Oak development, a future full East County campus for Montgomery College, and for East County schools badly in need of construction projects. We also have linkages to learning coming to Burnt Mills Elementary School. We have been working with community members, shout out to Action in Montgomery, for a couple years now to get those much needed positions after being initially told no by the executive branch, and working with them to come up with a new plan for how to decide which schools get them. We have the program now in this budget and coming to Burnt Mills Elementary School, and also additional linkages staff coming to Greencastle Elementary School. And if you look at the map of where linkages is located, I will say it is very clear that they are not equitably distributed. We have one little dot in East County, so we are changing that now. This budget also expands dental care to East County residents. A dental clinic that was in East County providing care to underinsured and uninsured residents was closed in 2019. It has been too expensive to reopen that clinic, and since then, and so uninsured East County residents have had to endure very long waits in clinics with very limited capacity, or find a way to travel to other parts of the county. With this budget, we are expanding dental care access to hundreds of East County residents with a pilot program partnering with local clinics. This budget will also allow nonprofits that serve the East County community to maintain their vital services to residents, including the American Diversity Group Medical Clinic, the Maryland Vietnamese Mutual Association, Manna Food, the Muslim Community Center Clinic, and many more. I have confidence with the work that we have done here together with the community and with this council and with this executive branch, that even as we see some things crumbling around us because of this federal government, that we will continue pulling together, embracing our Montgomery County values without apology, and working to fund a budget that reflects those values and our community's needs.